So it's 5-5 on the 3 back points. 54 seconds to go in the second. Claw on the left shoulder by Spalletta. Sestouni stands, reaches back for the leg. Trying to set up, he hit it again. He hit that shin whizzer. And he has him, or a Peterson, and has him on his back. That'll be another 5 for Sestouni. 5-point play on the Peterson. Second time he's hit it. It is 10-5 Sestouni. Once from a stand. He was wants to try to tilt Spalletta to his left. Final 5 seconds. And Sestouni will lead 10-5 after 2. They have it 10-4. I thought that he had 3 back points. Apparently only 2. So it is 10-4. 2 back points and not 3 for Spalletta.
I thought he signaled 3 as well.
Spalletta underneath in the third. 10-4 lead for Phillipsburg's Nate Sestouni. Stateliners lead the match 26-19. This is the 12th of 14. Sestouni clawing the left shoulder, trying to throw a leg in and then tilt Spalletta to his left. Barry Jackson looking in, controlling the left wrist and that stalling call on Spalletta underneath, as Sestouni has the left wrist. Spalletta has hold of Sestouni's right foot. Stalemate's called by Barry Jackson with 32 seconds to wrestle. Spalletta underneath. He's set. Sestouni runs a half Nelson from the left side. And the right hand thigh pry. Tried to throw the right leg in. Now it's to try to turn Spalletta to his right. Sestouni maintaining control. Final 5 seconds. So 2 Petersons will give Nate Sestouni a 10-4 decision for the Stateliners at 160. So we go to the 13th bout of the night. It's Phillipsburg 29 and Toms River North 19. Dick Bogiano and Denny Perez at 170. Bogiano and Perez both weighed in at 160. Bogiano finishing 8th in the state last year. Perez with a brace on the right knee. Power shrug attempted by Bogiano. And he's got a takedown, leads 2-0. Bogiano is a senior 14-0. Perez is a senior 7-7. Wraps a tight waist around Perez's right side. Bogiano trying to bar the right arm and turn Perez. Perez trying to step over top. Bogiano had him on his back momentarily. Perez scrambled off. Bogiano hanging on to the left leg of Perez, and back Perez trying to block him off with his left arm and can't. Bogiano maintains control. Bogiano trying to bar that right arm again. Drives the bar, pressure on the head, has Perez on his back momentarily. Now looking in is Chris Rebels, counting out back points. Boggiano at 24 seconds to go. Trying to get more on that left shoulder of Perez, and that is stopped. Potentially dangerous, and 3 back points. 5-0. Boggiano. Perez tries to sit. Brought back to his knees by Boggiano. 10 seconds to go here in the first. Throws the right leg in. Breaks down Perez. Boggiano with the right arm bar. Will run out of time. 5-0 Boggiano after 1. Boggiano will be underneath to start the second. And Perez is going to cut him. On the escape, 6-0 Boggiano. Power shrug attempted by Perez. He can't finish it, and Boggiano wanted a power shrug. Boggiano with a takedown to go up 8-0. Trying to drive a half from the left side. Trying to work a lever. Boggiano was a district runner-up last year. 3rd in the region, 8th in the state. A cult classic champ. He's had Perez on his back momentarily. He's got the left control of the right arm. The left trying to turn Perez to his left shoulder. Looking in is Chris Rebels, and the fall. It comes in 3 minutes. So we head to the final bout of the night. It is Phillipsburg 29, Toms River North 25. This may come down as Burkert, Justin Burkert, David Pearson at 182. Burkert has to have at least a major. Dives in at a double. And Pearson hit a throw, but off the mat, no advantage. David Pearson weighs 183.7, and Burkert checking in. He weighed in at 170. Takedown for Burkert. He's on top 2-0. Escape for Pearson. 2-1.
Pearson weighed in 183.7.
And Burkert? It's one I've looked 3 times. I can't find it.
Sorry. Let's consult the sheet.
Burkert reaches for a leg. Pearson hits a throw, but again off the mat. So he's hit 2 lateral drops, but off the edge of the mat. $168.7 is Burkert.
Yeah,
Burkert wanted a leg shot. Tap at the head by Pearson. Burkert didn't like that and was appealing to Barry Jackson for a head slap. Dives in Pearson, and they're off front of the bench. Back to the center. Barry Jackson telling Pearson to calm down, and he's going to talk to the two of them. Shake hands. Back to it with 33 seconds to go in the first. State Liners with a 4-point lead in the final bout of the night. Stalling warning. That was on Pearson. Diving in is Burkert. Pearson with a whiz again, hits the lateral drop at the edge of the mat, and off they go at 5 seconds. So he's hit 3 lateral drops, but off the mat. And we are through 1 with Burkert on top, 2-1. Pearson's choice, he will go underneath to start the second. And Burkert will cut him, so it's 2-2. If Burkert can achieve a major, each team would have 2 falls, 2 majors, 2 regular decisions. I think it would come down to like most first points scored.
Matches.
Matches would be tied as well. Diving in is Burkert on the left leg, behind the knee. Pearson wrapped around the left leg, now pulling on the left foot of Burkert. Trying to pick that leg up. Pearson trying to hip his way across, and Pearson has a takedown. Pearson leads Burkert 4-2. Pearson throws in the right leg. Going to use his weight advantage here on Burkert. Pearson likes to use the legs and work a power half. He has Burkert stretched out. Trying to work a half and turn Burkert to his right. 40 seconds to go in the second. Pearson on top here, 4-2. Stretches him out. Trying to turn Burkert now to his left. Pearson has him stretched out. Pressure on the head. Now trying to claw the left shoulder and turn him to his left. Final 10 seconds of the second. Burkert, I think, saying he's being choked. And we are through 2 with Pearson on top, 4-2.
You're right, first points would be the tiebreaker.
Phillipsburg scored first at 195, scored first at 220, scored first at 285, scored first at 113, first at 126, first at 132, first at 145, and
Toms River got first to the next 4.
All right, we're on to the third, and Burkert chose neutral. 4-2 in favor of Pearson. I think unless Burkert is able to take Pearson down to his back, there would not be any major. He's trying to get in on the right leg of Pearson. Pearson picking up on the right foot of Burkert. Burkert trying to elevate and come out the back door.
Pearson's got to be careful not leaving his head hanging there if he gets elevated.
45 seconds gone here in the third.
We're near a stalemate, I think.
Pearson has now trapped the left arm of Burkert. And there's a stalemate call from Barry Jackson with 1:05 to wrestle.
Pearson had those 2 drops in the first period, wasn't able to keep them there either time within the circle.
Wrestlers tie up. Pearson does have a stalling warning that came late in the first. Pearson's controlling the left wrist of Burkert. They break apart. Burkert has to be the aggressor here. And he really doesn't want to get in a tie-up and a throw situation with Pearson. Looking up at the clock. We're coming up on 30 seconds to go. Dives in and Pearson sprawls. He tried to dive in on the left leg. Pearson with a front head and arm. They break apart, 20 seconds to go. They hand fight. Burkert reaches for the left leg. Pearson dives away, and Pearson got hit for stalling. That'll be a point for the tech fleeing the mat. Did he just hit him with 2 points? Did he hit him for stalling and fleeing the mat?
I think that's going to be questioned here at this table. I think he did.
Barry Jackson has hit Pearson with stalling and fleeing the mat. So it is 4-4 with 8.4 seconds to go in regulation. And we're going to have some blood time for Burkert. Phillipsburg, Toms River North Wrestling on the Stateliner Sports Network, a service of Open Mic. For exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Hunterd and Warren, Sussex area, follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. Burkert has a plug in the left nostril.
I could see the stalling warning coming there. Mike, the flea the mat I thought was a bit much.
I don't think you could get both. Pearson with half a shot. He's kind of inviting Burkert to spin around here and end it here.
He's clamping the arm.
So we will go to overtime, tied at 4. Pearson in, trying to hit a throw. A takedown, and he scrambles off his back. Pearson scrambled off his back as Burkert did hit the throw to get the takedown, and he will win 6-4 in overtime. But the final score tonight will be Phillipsburg 29 and Toms River North 28. Very interesting, Bob, in that Coach Wilbert before the match thought he needed 28, and he got them. But the Stateliners scored 29, and they win the duel by a point. Phillipsburg with 2 falls, 2 majors, and 3 regular decisions. Toms River North had 2 falls, a major, and 4 regular decisions. So they each won 7, but the Stateliners got the edge in bonus points to win 29-28, 6-4 that final in overtime for Burkert. Phillipsburg, Toms River North Wrestling, a service tonight of Rothman Orthopedics, proud to be the exclusive partner of the NJSIAA and to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit RothmanOrtho.com to make an appointment and stop dealing with pain. Get back to truly living. By Ahart, Frinzi & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at afsinsurance.com. By Urco Credit Union, 450 Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg and 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Great rates, low fees. Clean up those after the holidays bills with a low-cost personal loan. Visit us at urcocu.com. By the Firth Youth Center, a proud promoter of youth athletics. Find them at www.firthyouthcenter.com. By Open Mic for exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Hunterdon, Warren, Sussex area. Follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. By Welcome to the Pit. A history of Phillipsburg wrestling is available. Order yours on Amazon today. And follow the Stateliners on Facebook at Phillipsburg HS Wrestling. And follow the Stateliners on Twitter at Peaburg HS Wrestling. Peaburg HS, WRESTLIN. So the Stateliners get the win 29-28 and will go to 5-1 on the season, while Toms River North will fall to 9-3. We began the match at 195. Phillipsburg's Jake Wicks with a 6-1 decision over the Mariners' James Elias. At 220, Gage Horvath of Phillipsburg, a fall in 238 with a headlock over Diego Rosas, making his first varsity start for the Mariners. That was because John O'Donnell, the normal heavyweight, out sick this evening. Michael Nakano normally goes at 220 for the Mariners, went up to 285, and he headlocked the Stateliners' Cody Krutz and pinned him in 49 seconds. At 160, Cole Anderson of the Mariners, a 9-2 decision over Sean Stashalitis. It was 9-9 after 4. 113, James Day of the Stateliners, a 5-2 decision over Jake Rosenthal. And then at 120, Alex Danielson scored a 3-1 decision for the Mariners over Hakeem Ransdell. After 6, it was 12-12. 126, 8 back points in the third period gave Ryan Rosenthal a 10-2 major decision over the Stateliners' Logan Matsko. Then at 132, Jason Tino with 7 takedowns for the Stateliners and a 17-5 major over Lucas Iavino. At 138, Hunter Cleaver of the Stateliners, a fall. Excuse me. They've opened the back doors here, folks. You won't see that very often, but you got to sneeze out of me in part of the broadcast. Hunter Cleaver, a fall in 5:43 over Mark Fideli to make it 22-16 Phillipsburg. 145, Jared Kukor of the Stateliners, an 8-0 major over O'Neill Forbes. That made it 26-16 Phillipsburg. 152, Sergio Borda of the Mariners, a 4-0 decision over the Stateliners' Matt D'Onofrio. 160, Nate Zistowney of the Stateliners hit 2 Petersons, one a standing, one from the mat, and a 10-4 decision over Matt Spalletta. Made it 29-19 Phillipsburg, 2 bouts to go. At 170, the state 8th place finisher for a year ago, Nick Bogiano, scored a fall in 3 minutes over Denny Perez of the Stateliners to cut it to 29-25. And then at 182, it was Justin Burkert of Toms River North, 6-4 in overtime over the Stateliners' David Pearson. Phillipsburg 29 and Toms River North 28. So a match of 2 of the top 15 teams, and it was as good as advertised.
Jared Kukor's major, I think, was a major decision for Phillipsburg, but the move of the night was Hunter Cleaver's mousetrap. It was very well done, and here comes Coach Post.
Coach Post will join us. Another exciting night here at Phillipsburg High School, Coach.
Ooh, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. Oh, sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I just sprinted into the locker room, gave a pretty motivational pep talk there about our performance, and sprinted back out because I don't want to have you guys waiting.
You know, I think we have to begin talking with Hunter Cleaver.
Yeah. So, we were in a little bit of a spot. It's, all you do is have to turn on the radio or television. They talk about, it's one of the worst cold and flu seasons, and we got up this morning and Joey wasn't able to go. He wasn't feeling well. So I quick scrambled. I left my first period class at the end of it, ran to find those guys in the school. I wrote them a pass to go down and check their weight. They were both about a pound point 4 over, and I said, can you guys do it? We really need you. And they both, without it, I mean, just like typical Peaburg kids, without hesitation, we got it. We're on it. We'll drop the weight, and that's very difficult to do with no notice. Usually those guys will go home and get another workout in after a dual meet like last night to keep their weight down. But be up a weight class and then come down is that's saying a lot how much they care about our program.
So Hunter Cleaver gets a fall, and I described, he used the mousetrap, but which is the old John Garrick's move, as I remember.
I said to Silva sitting there in the corner, it only took me 10 years, but I felt like I was coaching myself out there. I try not to. I learned that from Johnny Garrick's and riding that inside leg and the mousetraps and the spladles and stuff. And I try not to show it because it kind of pigeonholes you a little bit, as I learned when I got to college and kind of had to change a lot of stuff. But Hunter's going to be fun. And we told him when, after he made his weight today and, we kind of talked to him about the lineup and how they weighed in. We said, you have a chance. You've waited patiently. You went out to Chicago, but nobody's gotten to see you wrestle. And, you have a chance to really make a name for yourself and, let these people know. And, he just soaked it up. And
if you could describe for us, because he was up in the air when he engineered that move that gets him the fall. If you could tell us what happened. So
he came out to the side, and the kid, he went to almost like he was going to finish a high crotch or cut double, and he grabbed that leg and lifted us up, and while that kid's thinking about the legs, Hunter's working that opposite side. So we got a lot. We can thank Coach Garrick's up at Centenary for that. But when he came back down on the mat. Obviously, he had already had the arm that was between his legs. He had that scissored, so it's not going to come out. And you just have to stay heavy and stuff that head. What a special – I think it was his first varsity win. What a special way to do it in a huge dual meet that, the fall ended up winning us the match.
I mean, and you got two majors. One, exactly 8 points, 8-0 and a shutout by Jared Kukar. And then 7 takedowns by Jason Tino. And he only had 2 points after the first period. He scored 15 in the last 2.
Yeah, that was us being a little greedy. Jason is so good on top, and we wanted to try to give him, initially our game plan was to give him as much time as we could on top. But it was pretty obvious after the first period that kid's job was just to go out there and lay there. We had to try to change game plans. We knew we couldn't get out of that bout without getting a bonus point. Had we come with that game plan, we would have easily tech-falled him. Because he was just blowing through them on those double legs, but that wasn't our original plan. So we wasted 2 minutes of a 6-minute match, and that's hard to do.
So overall, a great performance. But you got 7 wins and the edge in bonus points, even if it's only 1.
Sure.
You came through again.
I want to share something with you guys that just to give you, we talk about the mentality of our kids. David Pearson, what an unfortunate situation at the end of the match. I don't know how you're supposed to defend a single leg. You're supposed to give yourself up. But to bang him for a flea and a stall at the same time, I felt bad. So when that happened, we were actually very lucky to have the breakage in action. And we walked over to him and said, listen, David, we told you before the match that your job was just to give up a decision. We feel really bad that, this win has basically been taken from you. And he, before I could get it out of my mouth, he said, should I just shoot a low single, and if I don't get it, let him spin behind on me? And I said, I feel terrible doing that, but that's our kid. I didn't have to say it. Our kids know that it's, we bigger than me, and it's the same stuff. I told him in the locker room, it's the same stuff you hear Coach Santoro talking about Brian Meyer. Every time they write an article, they talk about how Brian's a team player and a worker, and he's going to do everything he can for the team. And that's all of our kids in our program. But I thought our viewers would really appreciate that, because that's a conversation we have on the mat that a lot of people overlook, and you think, oh, we lost the bout, blah, blah, blah. But he went in that knowing that I got one shot at a low single, and if I can't get it, I'm going to give it up and lose the bout.
And I thought he did exactly that, except Burkett wouldn't take it at that point.
Yeah, you got a little greedy. We tried to come up the body on the low single rather than just stay low. If we stay low, we finish that. But, kudos to him to know, just bail and roll through and we'll be fine.
Well, it's a great win tonight and another tough match coming, weather permitting on Saturday.
Sure. And, we told the kids that. We put the schedule together. We know it's not going to be easy for them, but it's going to pay dividends down the road.
Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you Saturday night.
Yep, thank you very much.
Dave Post, head coach of the Stateliners. That's win number 152 for the coach. And the Stateliners are now 5-14, 67-1 against New Jersey since 1979-80. And for the school, that's win number 980 against 267 defeats, 7 draws all time. You have been watching the Stateliners Sports Network's presentation of Phillipsburg High School Wrestling. Repeating tonight's final score, it was Phillipsburg 29, Toms River North 28. Join us for our next broadcast on Saturday at 6:50 when the Stateliners will host High Point at the Pit. For Bob Kerp, executive producer Jake Kosa, and production associate Dylan Renner, I'm Mike Moore saying thank you for watching Phillipsburg Stateliner Wrestling. Good night.